Hi guys, welcome to Flossmas Day 5, 5th of December. It is 7:15 in the evening, so we're dark again, but this is just how it's fallen today. I actually have almost no stitching content to show you today, so I've got two little clips to put in, which you'll see in a minute. So, thank you to everybody who commented and helped me out with my two lovely kits. The Kingdom of Books and, oh look, I'm doing it already, Reaching Forwards before I've even started, and Peaceful Street. I did indeed start Peaceful Street almost as soon as I finished my video. I started in the centre. I put it on this frame just because it's easiest. So the centre is here. Where did I start? I started crap on that. So I started here, that's the centre, so it's in the tree. So I came down and came across here with the green, and I settled on the turquoise house because I like turquoise best. So I've done pretty much this is the bottom here, and then there's a little bit of blue sky that goes along the top. So, and this is the last building, and the last, and the what's that? It's a bit of fluff, and the lamppost there. So I did a bit. This is 3 strands over the one on the 14 count, and it has texture. Can you see? It's like bubble paint. Anybody remember that 3D fabric paint you used to get? You used to put it on, and as it dried it went that's what this looks like. So my stitches are not brilliant. They are loopy like I thought they might possibly be. And yeah, there isn't any way I would have done my big Kingdom of Books with the 3 strands. That being said, there was a very clear consensus that I do it on 18 count, so that's exactly what I'm doing. But as a start, Peaceful Street, we are off and running. It's going to be very pretty. It's going to be quite striking. I'm looking forward to getting that a bit more done, which I am going to rattle on with it, so it'll look like that as and when. So you can see that this is the building that I've come up here, and that's the lamppost there, and I've just started this central gate. I did some of the back stitch just to get my spacing for the other side of the gate. So that's that. Okay. While I'm thinking about it, there's the one for the 5th. Add it onto your list if you want to play along to win the prize at the end. And to that end, here is box number 5, which will be tiny pillow number 5. And I've just stitched, I've just done this now while I was watching Jan Hicks's floss tube. A little lantern with a candle in it, and then to fill the gap here I did another little candle. I went rogue and did a little flame so that the 5 didn't quite fit, so the 5 is just catching light. So there we go. I filled the box with 2 little candles, and it looks really pretty. So there we go, 1 2 3 4 5. We are getting on. So yeah, lots of lovely comments about how we do this kind of work. Now my 14 count, I do have a Haid that I'm working on in 14 count. It's called The Key. It's by Kirsten Mills. The artwork's by Kirsten Mills, and there's the moth. It's one of the moths, and there's the dragon, which if you've seen my ordinary floss tubes, you'll have seen this recently because I've been doing a lot of stitches on it. There's the top of the key, and you can see from its size just how enormous it is because it is on 14 count. Now I did colour complete with the black, so can't see a thing. There's the bottom of the key, and there's one of the bricks. Blade and the bow. The blade and the bow. Oh, didn't he melt that down? Tell me what that's from. Okay, we play that game a lot. Haven't put in any more stitches on my deer table. It is a deer table, absolutely right. It looks like a table with presents on it. It's a deer table. Excellent. Who will have a top half, but not today. So I hung around for ages waiting to see if I was going to get called into work, and in the end I thought, right, I live 20 minutes from the town and my work is nearer the town than I live, so I thought, right, I'm just going to drive into town. A couple of bits to pick up. I got a pair of Christmas pyjamas from one of my girls, got a few bits and bobs that I forgot to get yesterday, and I went to Hobbycraft to get my Ada. So I did make a little clip in Hobbycraft to show you the extent of the cross-stitch stuff that's available to me. Yeah, it's not extensive. So that clip will be inserted just here. We're here at my Hobbycraft. I'm going to go and see if I can get a piece of Ada. I need to go upstairs. Looks like there's somebody waiting outside, so it's probably going to be busy inside. So I might not be able to take any little clips because I don't want people thinking I'm mad. Catch you in a minute. So I found the Ada, and there's a one piece of 18 count left. £15. Oop, off comes the thingy. Hang on a second while I put that back. I've obviously muted the sound off this video because there was music playing. So you can see they've got a few bits of pre-cut. That's a Hobbycraft own, and it's 30 by 36, so it's the right sort of size for me. Right, they do stock Satsuma Street, some of the Satsuma Streets, not very many. And then there's odd bits of frames, these funny things that I can't use, the stretcher bar things. And there's the R&R frame that I buy. And then there was on a bolt, I remembered it being in there, but I've looked at it before and there was definitely different counts before. Now, all there is 14 count in white and ecru. And it was £19 a metre, so it's a good price, but 14 count and white and ecru. Not what I was after. And as you can see, they stock the full range of DMC, all of them, all the unusuals, all the variations are at the bottom, but this is it. This is all I can get my hands on. So I've got all the DMC there, and then there's all the pearls, the stuff on the spools, all the dreadfully awful diamonds at the bottom. So that's all we've got there. Full range DMC, but that's all we have. Now down the next aisle they've got the kits. So there's quite a few dimensions kits, and then into, I suppose, popular Tatty Teddy, things like that, little tiny kits. And then there's quite a lot of kits along the bottom. We've got DMC kits, a few anchor kits, bits and pieces, and then on the other side there's all the packs of really cheap floss, which, yeah, don't buy that unless you're making friendship bracelets, and odd little bits and pieces. A few kits. They do sell some diamond dots, diamond paintings now. And as you can see, there's not a great deal, but I can get any DMC I want. Bear in mind that the DMC in Hobbycraft is 95p a skein, which is, I can get it 24p cheaper at least at several other online places. So I use Hobbycraft either when I have coupons or when I'm desperate. I'm literally run out and it's the nearest place that I can get hold of one right now today. That's the only time I really use it. I was just laughing to myself actually, because in that clip I'm like, oh, and there's the horrible shelf of awful diamant, because I tried to use that on my Renato Parolin's Christmas when I did my parents. I've just watched Jan Hicks going, I really recommend this diamant, it's really brilliant. I'm like, oh my god. The other metallic must be really bad, or I'm a really bad stitcher because I couldn't stitch with it. I got loops, mind you, that was a year ago. I've put in hundreds of thousands of stitches since then, so I suppose I'm a much better stitcher now than I was this time last year. So yeah, that made me giggle anyway. So I picked up my 18 count Ada. There was one piece left on the shelf. I was actually surprised because the bolts of Ada were 14 count, only 14 count there. I looked at it before they moved all the shop round, and before when they moved the shop round I remember having the bolt of 18 count in my hand, so they definitely used to have it. They just don't hold it now, or they've sold out of it now, I'm not sure. But there was 3 bolts of 14 count, but that was not what I was after. I just showed you the key and I didn't even mention it. The key, the 14 count, I'm doing over 2, and that is beautiful. So on the 14 count, 2 strands for me is beautiful. 3 strands is a real struggle. A real struggle. I'm going to do it, but it's kind of poppy. So anyway, so when I got my 18 count home, I prepped it all up, and there is another little video of me prepping it all up. I have sped it up twice, so it is actually 4 times speed, because it was like watching paint dry, watching me grid up a piece of fabric. So it's not that long now, and yeah, bear in mind it's going fast. So I'm going to pop that in right here. So as you can see, this is all a bit of a mess. I'm just in the middle of trying to get it all sorted out, and I figure these are going to fall to bits pretty quickly. Now I know I can buy all sorts of things made from plastic and whatnot, but I really don't want to anymore. So Robin has put this through the planer, and it is soft to the touch. Too thick though, so he's going to cut that in half, and he is going to drill me holes and sand them. All I need to do is mark roughly where I want them, and he's going to drill me holes all the way around the edges of this beautiful, it's what we call live edge, because it's got a bit of bark. Isn't that beautiful? So I should get 2 quite large thread things. We shall see. So this is how I grid my fabric. I've given myself about a 3-inch margin at the top because it's slightly wonky cut, and about 2 inches on the left margin there. And I'm simply using my turquoise erasable pen, but all the writing's rubbed off it, so I really hope it's not just a fine liner that belongs to one of my kids. If it is, never mind, it's a full coverage piece anyway. I'm hoping not to have to wash it, because that's going to be difficult, because I don't know about the threads in the kit, and they're not DMC. So I simply count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and draw the line. This is speeded up 4 times speed, because honestly nobody wants to sit and watch me draw lines endlessly. So there's that bit. Now I've done a bit more, and I'm simply marking out every 50 I'll write out my stitches. I've counted down now, it's 160 down, so you can see the bottom lines there. I'm simply just adding on, just extend the lines. It's super easy to draw on the Ada, because it just goes, your pen just goes click 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 along the thread line, so that's so easy to do. On really huge pieces I will buy the pre-gridded fabric, but 1, I didn't want to order anything, and 2, this is what they had. So there we go. So I'm just finishing off the last few bits there. 400, so only 30 more stitches, and there we go. I'm just filling in the last little bits just to make it all done there. So I'm going to find my middle point now, just checking the pattern so that I know exactly where it is, and down there, and come along 5. There is my middle point. That's where I'm going to start. Now cut a bit of a border on the sides with my proper fabric shears, which my family are not allowed to use at all, ever. I have several pairs now because they do get used, and that makes me angry. And there's my piece done. So the excess fabric, I've got about the same again, so I just fold that back up. I put it back in the packet, simply 1 to keep it tidy, and 2 so I actually know what thread count it is. And there's the 14 count that came with the kit, done. There we go. I have machined round the edge with a zigzag line with some really cheap nasty thread that I got off Amazon. It was a bit of a pig because it kept snapping, because it was really ooh, not even in the camera, sorry, really cheap and nasty. So I've got lots of little ends to clip off. Look, it kept snapping. Oh, it was annoying. But there we go. I'm zigzagged around the edges, and while I was there I did the little one as well. I've got the selvage on there, but I just went round on that one just to be sure I don't lose any fabric. So I'm ready to stitch. Yay! Right, so that was me propping up my fabric, and here it is in my Q-snap, and here is my start. I have started it, and I've started it right in the centre. There is my centre mark there, and I've started this very dark brown, which is my picture, always reaching, always reaching, which is this piece of brown here. So it's above the gates, so there's quite a lot of wood above, so it's just right there. That's my first bit of brown. But now that I'm off and running, sorry I wobbled you then, now that I'm off and running, I'll quickly get some stitches in there. That's one of my little Christmas needle minders. I love this stamp. It is 3 rather nice chimney pots, and he has a black and white cat peeking around the chimney pots. I remember this being a Christmas stamp, so it's circa my childhood. Isn't it a lovely one? I make these ones a lot. He is a lovely little pussycat. Oh, there's a little white dove on it as well. 16p. Yeah, that was when postage was only 16p. We're probably talking late 80s there. Anyway, so today we have got another box number 3 of gubbins. I have heard from the Imp Stitcher. Thank you for getting in contact with me. That will be in the post to you on Monday, and hopefully this little box will be on its way to its owner on Monday as well, because we'll draw for this one tomorrow. So anyone who's left me a comment yesterday, a comment today, and I will do a little sweep up. I'm not going to be sweeping up comments back to the 1st on the 23rd. That's not going to be happening. I'm only going to backdate my comments a bit, just to count up a little bit, in case, you know, people have watched one and commented on it, because they've heard me go comment on this video. They don't realise that there's another 4 videos in afterwards. So for this little box, it's got little penguins on it. Today's little guy is a pale green one. He's very obvious in the little video at the beginning because he's the only one in this soft pale green, which I dyed myself. No Christmas jumper today. I'm in my black jumper today. Very boring. So he's a little pale green. He's got a little red sequin and bead, and he's got the jump ring and the lobster claw on the top, so you can clip him onto anything you want. The 2 counting pins are a custard tart and an iced biscuit. It is a biscuit. It is biscuit colour on the back there, and it has a lovely pink marble icing on the front, and there is a nice custard tart with a cherry on top. So those are the pins for today, all care of my daughter. And the needle minder is on one of my other favourites, actually. It's some Victorian, this is a 7p stamp, so this is older, clearly older. It's some Victorian people dressing a tree, or possibly having a sing-song. It looks like they're having a sing-song round the tree. That is a very nice stamp. I like that very much. I collect up the Christmas stamps because I do find some of them are not very, every so often they have a year where they're not my style, but then sometimes they're just lovely. Right, so I'm just going to pack up the little box, put the little handmade goodies in with the other little goodies. See if I can get the lid on nice. There we go. This is the 3rd box, and it'll be drawn tomorrow on the 6th, so please comment if you'd like. The gubbins in there, there are other little goodies in there, but those are the handmade goodies that go in the box. So I'm just going to pop that there, and I think, guys, because it's a lot of little splicey videos going together today, I think that's us done. I am going to work tomorrow. They didn't need me today, but I'm in tomorrow, going in at 9 o'clock. The place closes at 4, so I'm going to assume I'm in 9 till 4 and then tidying up afterwards. So it will be another gloomy dark video tomorrow, but hopefully I'm going to have a little bit more stitching to show you, because I'm now going to sit. It's now 7:30. I am probably going to sit until midnight now watching Hallmark movies, and yeah. Oh, I tell you what, first person who knows where that, when I said, where's that from? The blade and the bow. Didn't he melt that down? First person who just knows where that's from, I'll send that little Christmas kit that I possibly can't reach. It's just over there, that I showed you the other day out of that Cross Stitcher magazine. Just a little prize, an extra, just as a little extra, just in case anybody actually knows, can just go, I know where that's from, because I've watched it 27 times as well. Another guilty pleasure. Righto guys, have a really good Sunday. We're rolling into Sunday. Have a really good Sunday, and I'll see you about this time tomorrow night probably. Okay guys, thank you so much. Bye bye for now.